Maybe if I turn that one off, you might hear me better. Can you guys hear me? Ah, I got you now. Hey everyone. I think we've got you. Oh, it's always fun trying to get things organised. Hope you've all had an awesome day so far. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Corinna. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Oh, yeah, there's a few of you coming on. Nikki, Michelle, Karen, hey. Lovely to have you here. So, I thought I'd pop in because I haven't had a chance to create this week for the design team. So I thought I'd pop in and do a little live with you all instead and show my creative madness. So I'm going to play with the new month, the new Berry Breeze palette play. It's got some beautiful colour tones. It's all quite wintry. Hey Susie, hey Susan. Yeah, it's wet and cold here too, Michelle. It's blowing a gale, so I hope that doesn't affect anything here. But we'll struggle on. Yeah, so we've got colours of indigo, ice blue, plum, lavender that we can play around with. So I love this shade of blue, so I thought it would be perfect to go along with. This is one of the older images from Kylie. I can't remember what it's called, Kylie. I'm really sorry. I've obviously chopped the bottom off, but I'll find out after and I can let you know what it is. And then it's got the vibe, which is wintry and frosty. I'm not sure if I'm going to go down that line yet, but obviously I'm going with the color tones more so. And then the technique is stencil layers, cold palettes, and crackle paste. Well, I love a good crackle, so I'm sure that'll make it on the page. And as for stencil layers, well, I've got a few choices I can do there, but I am going to play with my favorite things, which are 49er marker rub-ons. I've also got some Stamperia bits and pieces and some older papers from my stash from old kits and other bits and pieces. But I'm going to feature one of the new groundworks in the Midnight Wash. Look how good they go. They just go so well. So I thought that's a very good starting point. And then, of course, I've got a few embellishments that I've had in my stash that I thought might complement it along the way as we layer up. So I was going to do an art journal, but I think I'm going to do a canvas because, hey, why not? I love a good canvas. So first of all, I'm going to choose my images, and I'm really eyeing this girl here. She's got that more solemn look, which is the feel that I want to have with these color tones. So yeah, I think I'm going to go her. I do love her eyes, but I love the shape of this with the butterfly being quite prominent. So I'll just chop her out. Hey Diane. The sheet is Monarch Blue. There you go. Thank you, Karen. Perfect. Yes, they're all a bit stunning. So I'm just going to cut the one that I want out. All right. So, tell me what everyone's been up to today. I've been at work trying to finalise stock take at work, and it didn't happen, but that's okay. We've got to try again tomorrow. Okay, So we have got our girl. Now, she is going to be quite large on there. I could cut her out. I'm not sure yet. So I have been enjoying cutting the images out. So I'll just keep her here for the minute and I'll just see how I feel. So what I'm going to do first is start with a couple of the layers that I want. So I'm just going to just roughly cut a few of these out that really take my eye. So I didn't get to even play with the palette last month, so which made me a little sad because I really do enjoy getting the chance to see what I can create. All right, let's try those few first. I might need to introduce a bit more blue, but yes, this is Midnight Wash. Okay, so this is online, I'm pretty sure, and that's part of the groundwork. So if you type in under Lucky Findings groundworks, there's some in there as well. Using Lucky Findings. Nice work, Rox. Nice to have you here. Working in the office, yeah, okay. Specialist appointments. Yeah, well, that's not so great, I guess. We don't want that. Hope everything's all right, Karen. All right, so these are from one of my kits a long time ago, but the color tones just match so well with the palette. So it's got those little blues, it's got my earthy tones, which I like, and the lavender. So I've just pulled out a heap of papers that I thought I might use. So I might just fussy cut a couple of these items, getting ready to see if I want it. So just quickly cutting that out because we don't need to spend too much time fussy cutting, and you certainly don't need to spend your Thursday night watching me fussy cut. All right. So this will be the point of whether or not I will want to keep my image solid or if I want to cut her out. This is all the pieces that I'll be like, can I make this work? So this isn't quite the colouring. It's a little bit more on that aqua-y side, but ice blue, yeah, I'm going to be, you know, a little bit rebellious, and I reckon it's going to match nicely. Okay. I'll cut this one out. The idea of having some tall elements is cool. But it doesn't mean that's how I'm going to use them. I never quite know what I'm going to do until I start. I just like to get all my elements together first to see how it will all work out. So I can feel already that I don't want to cut this out. So I'm just going to take it to there. And then I might use these leaves in a different manner. So I'm sorry if I missed any of your comments. You just have to yell at me and somehow I'll hear it from over the seas and far away. I'll try and keep checking as much as I can. I do get a little absorbed when I'm in my zone. All right. So I'm thinking I might just keep this around because that might even come in handy for a layer. So keep a bit of that around. What else have I got here that I want? Naturally a butterfly and a bird. Oh yeah, I've got this little piece. It's not how it's supposed to be used, but I'm going to cut this up like this because this will make a cool layer element. Okay. Cut those little bits out. Okay. I might need that, but I don't know. So I'll keep that handy. I'm going to keep this bird, but not that bit. So I might as well cut the bird out. Ooh. So I won't worry about the bird's legs because, well, we all know that that's just painful. And I'll cut this butterfly out. May not end up using it, but might as well get it cut out anyway. And I'm not keeping its antennae. Apologies, Mr. Butterfly, for cutting off your sensory provisions. Okay, so let's start with those few things. Absolutely rocks, I agree. Anything goes. All right, now I'm going to just try and get an idea of how I want this to potentially come about. So I can already tell this is too square for me. So I'm going to just roughly cut her out. And again, sorry, Mr. Butterfly. We can always reintroduce them if we want to. There's always an option. And just bring her out. All right. Better. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roughly place elements at the moment, and then I'll tear or cut or tag whatever I think she might need. Okay. That kind of needs to come out there. Again, just take this white off, just so I get an idea. See, to me, this looks like it could be 2 parts. Yeah, definitely. Bit of purple in that one. Got some blues in these. Okay. Next, because I got a basic idea of where I want her to sit, I'm going to play around with some rub-ons. So I haven't primed my canvas with anything yet. I am just going to, I'll prime it after the rub-ons, because sometimes the rub-ons just, I don't know, they don't really want to work all that well. Sometimes when you add a bit, and I must admit, it's a bit cold, so it might take a long time to dry, so I don't really want to do that. So this is a All and Create. Okay, so it's the black and white All and Create. It's got some beautiful butterflies, some really good starting elements to use. There's also this Stamperia rub-on. And it's got those gorgeous little birds which have very, very similar colour tones. Don't know if I'll use them yet, but I've got them. And then, of course, the 49er marker plume and petal, which goes really, really quite well. And then I found this one, which I think, again, is a Stamperia. So I've got a bit of everything. So you can see where I've sort of chomped and used sections of things. So because these are quite rustic looking, I'm thinking like some of these panels like this would go really, really well. Now, I think I want her to go a little bit over to the side, but I don't want to lose this beautiful, maybe I don't need it. Maybe. Or do we go this way? Okay, this might be the way. So this could come up. So we still want her to be quite a focal part. Now this goes this way. And again, there's two options. Actually needs to come in lower. So maybe if I put it out, and then those can go in around and even tuck in coming out. Yeah, okay, we're going to go this way. Sorry about my talking to myself. Okay, I'm going to use them as just a quick reference guide for the minute and grab some of the rub-ons. So let's go. That one. So that one's quite a big one. So, and I love orchids, like they're just beautiful. Okay, so this is obviously something I don't want to be fully covered up. So I reckon if we make that at the top there, make that a bit of a feature. Maybe this is a littler one. Okay, again, I've got to think about where I want to place my layers. So I want pieces to be visible. And what else do I have in this range? Okay, maybe a couple of these softer. No, I'll keep going with this. Hey, Wendy, nice to have you here. What did I do with my skizzers? Here they are. Maybe this one with a more dominant flower. So at the moment it's looking a little wild. Okay, so I think that's enough of that one. So put that one aside for a minute, and I don't know if I'll use, oh, do I want to use any of them? Maybe this one. Cut them out. There's quite a big Alright, those two. And then let's just rub these ones on. I'm going to just keep them together for the minute. Okay. So you'll hear me scratching away. And because it hasn't been primed, these will stick really well. They still stick really well, but just when they're primed, they just seem to, you got to press a lot harder, and yeah. Sometimes you lose part of the images. And we'll protect them later anyway with some gesso. Okay. Beautiful. And our third one. So these give me a base for where I don't want to extend. I don't want to go any further out than where these are. Okay, let's bring this reference back. Approximately where it was. Okay, so this one here, I think I'll I don't really want to do that. Maybe up the top here. Overlap it a little bit. Hey, Tracy. All right, and this one can maybe peek out through there. Okay, so let's just do those couple. And this one. Oh, come on. You can do it. That's it. Trying to rush it. Beautiful. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to need that at the moment, so I'll just pop that aside for a minute. Same with that one. I can always come back and add. Same with that. I'm not sure, but I do think I need some black and white. So let's add some of the butterflies, I reckon. So let's pop you back in the position that I kind of want you at. Come over a little bit more, I think. Okay. Let's pop. But cut this butterfly out. I'll use that somewhere else. Okay. So this one here, I want to trail on top of there. Butterfly, nice big white butterfly. All right. And maybe, maybe this little bit of black here. Can come up and over that. And as for the butterflies, I probably should just cut it out a bit better. Because it does have a bit of writing on it. So let's overlap that so it's a little bit hidden in amongst there. And then this one I reckon this one can sit there. All right, let's rub those ones on. So first we got our nice black and white. All in Create, it's has amazing images, but they don't always rub on as well. But what they do leave behind always looks really quite cool. So even though it's not a full image, it's given that, because like there's nothing really left on here, so it gives a really cool finish, like a weathered look. Whereas 49 and Market gives that really crisp finish when you pull that backing off. So this one here, I might not get a full butterfly, but I'll get some sort of outline around it. Let's pull up this little one. Beautiful. Yep. Okay, let's try and pull this up without damaging the okay, well that turned out really quite lovely. All right, so that's really lifted it a fair bit. So, do we need more? Do we need more? I want to introduce a little bit of purple, seeing as the lavender is definitely in this palette play. So we've got that bit. Maybe just this little lavender here, just to pop through and say hello. So let's layer on top there. So we've got to be mindful that I don't want to add too many things at the top here, because that's really got a beautiful cluster. Which way does this go? So this I think I'll pull to the bottom. So that one I could see was coming off really well. So really I could just snap off half like this, and then we could use this other half okay. Yeah. All right, that works. That works. It's going to come over a little bit more. All right. I won't add any more rub-ons at the moment. Not yet, anyway. Although she says that, and then she's like, oh, they look cool. Let's use these couple. And these couple. I lost my brush. And where are we going to put them, Emma? That is the question. Because they are quite on the large scale, but you're determined to use them, aren't you? Yeah, I know. All right, let's just use what we can rub off here, making them a little bit jagged. And I reckon this little blue one, I don't want that one to stick, but I want this one to stick. Awesome. And bring this one down here. All right. Step away from the rub-ons, Emma. All right, so now I'm going to prime my canvas. So with a bit of clear gesso, that way nothing should affect or lift them when I'm heating or anything like that. Brush for the gesso. Okay. So just adding a nice coating, and this will also get it ready for when we add any other wet mediums. And then I'll have to dry it very well. Oop. Oh, there's brush hairs and cat hairs and all sorts. All right, let's dry this. I don't want that hair there. Okay. All right. Looks like I missed a little bit of gesso there, but that's okay. I'm sliding off my chair. All right. Now, what have I got next? Move them out the way. All right, I'm going to just outline my image. I could have left the cat hair for extra for extra texture, but you know, didn't really want that. Okay, just outlining her so that she's a bit more dramatic. When I go to put her on. And now I'm going to start to tear my paper layers before I do any more creating on the background. So these beautiful elements here from that paper range, from the Groundworks, has nice cool edges. So I'm going to just tear them, and I'm going to tear backward so that we don't get the white, and allow that to just direct how I want the tear. And then because I want the two, I'm going to tear this one along that line there. But then I'm going to re-tear backward. And I'm going to come up and down, create a little bit of a shape. Okay. So there's the first two. This long one, repeat that process. And because it's going to probably poke out, I'm just going to tear the sides. Because what I'll do is I'll stagger it into different places. Who knew that tearing could be so fun? All right, so I'm going to tear this in half, all right, as well. Then we've got this beautiful piece here, which has already got that cool tear mark. But I want this one just in half, so. So I'm not definite on how I want to use any of this yet, but I know that I want to use it. So I'm not sure where. Okay, and then this one has that beautiful rough look here. So I want to tear that. And I think I'll tear the top. Because again, I don't 100% know how this is going to, or where this is going to be layered. Okay, so we've got them. Now I'm going to grab a yeah, you and fussy cutting, Tracy. All right, I want a lilac of some sort, so let's see if I've got a good old Timmy Holtz. Okay, shaded lilac, bingo. Oh, all right, let's just get some ink on the edges of where I've okay, so I'm just going to add a little hint of colour to those. Not that piece, these pieces. Now I could go black if I wanted to, but I think it'll be nice with that little bit of lilac. So just distressing those edges a little. And I'm feeling like it's not enough drama, so I'm thinking I might have to introduce a brown because it's just not the same. I'm just going to scuff this one up. It's pretty, but it needs more. And I think I will also scuff this clock up, because let's face it, I can't cut a circle out. All right, so even though I love the shaded lilac, I think I might have to save it for something else in it. I'm going to now get a nice tone of that might be a bit dark. Let's go Gathered Twigs. Okay. Still have a little bit. Oh yeah, look at that. So much better. Okay. Gotta love a brown. Brown is awesome. Surely brown is not a colour, it's a shade just like black. And that just helps make the blues pop that little bit more. Okay, and what else did I have here that I needed to do? The clock. And I think I will distress just this one side, but I'm not going to ink it. I'm going to leave it with the white coming through. Blow that off. Okay. How are we going on the old facey? Yes, it would. Tracy? What's that about brown? I love people who love brown. Spectrum Stories for July is, oh, nice. Yep, I'll have to get on that. All right, Spectrum Stories, brown for this month. Nice. Okay, let's have a little play. We know this is going to go here. Thanks, Michelle. Yes, they all have their own dauber on the back. Because when I used to teach classes in person, they would go walking. So I made sure that then that way, if there was one missing, I knew I had to find where it came from. So it's a little piece of the past that has stayed with me. And that's a nice thing. All right, I want you to go higher. And I want you to go higher. Okay. And in, so we've got that. And over. All right, so you are our biggest piece. So now is the boring part where I tear and talk to myself and start to try and decipher where all my layers are going to go. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves. And I do love a layer, so now these were off to the edge. So might even put them like that, because I'm sure that this is going to go here like that. And then we've got this piece here, which I think needs to sit. Don't want to hide that too much, so this might have to be pulled out and pushed in. That's working. Now I've got this little bit of extra with the purple, so let's just give this a little snippety snip. Actually, we're going to tear, aren't we? Because tearing is a good thing at the moment. So instead of, and I want to make it a funky shape. Let's ink that. So I think that piece gets lost there. So what about one of these? Yes. And then that goes good there, so maybe this goes in like that, because I don't want to not showcase this stunning groundworks, but it is called groundworks for a reason. All right, that's working. It's working. Does it look all right? Love my cat watch band. Oh, thank you. I am one of those crazy cat ladies. You know that, don't you? Do I want white? I feel that white is not right. It is not the right white. So let's create another little layer. And create a funky shape. Yes, that works. For there. Loving it. Let's try this anyway. So don't want to miss out on it. And it might really pop with a bit of brown on it, because we love brown. Brown is the best. And slide that up and under. Oh yeah, I can see that working. Okay, how's that looking? Not bad, not bad. Do I need to come in a little closer? There we go. Okay, and we still have this beautiful leaf which we can tuck in there. Do we need this little bit of extra anywhere? I have got a little bit of this plum. Oh, hello. I like that. Where have I got more of that? Gotta have more. Of course there's more. Oh, but I've only got a really big one. That's what she said. Okay, maybe I'll take that one out. Maybe I'll cut this one. Slide it under for that. Oh, yeah. And then maybe this can be staggered with the clock behind her. Maybe it needs to go behind the clock. Yes? Yes. Yes. Okay. I do love my cats, Michelle. I have three little furries running around. Okay, I'm loving this. Now we have to stick it down. So I'm going to get my trusty stapler. All right. I'm going to lift her up first. And then these delectable little pieces here, we're going to grab. Just making sure they all stay together. And then staple. All right. Then we're going to grab this one. And I'm not stapling that. Okay, but I will grab these ones. And making sure it's not going to show, but making sure we get the elements. Okay, perfecto. Right, now, just going to make sure that everything I have has got a good place. Okay, so that went there. She went higher because those three were like that. Then we've got our clock. Make sure that those staples stay hidden. This piece goes down here like so. This piece is over here. And then this piece. Okay, so you can get stuck to here as well. Alright. Nice. So we're going to do a little bit of stencil work now. We're going to finish our background a little. Got all marks on it. So I think this is a stunning stencil. It's a Finnabar stencil, and we need crackle paste because crackle is on our palette play. Yes, you do need that colour. You definitely need that colour. Okay. So again, I don't want to detract from the, pull my work sleeves up, rub-ons. So I've got to think about where I want to place this crackle. Okay, so I still want to complement it, and I still want it to peek out amongst my layers, and it is quite a busy stencil, so I'm just going to just add a couple of little sections of it. I'll keep it there actually, and I'll bring a little bit through the bottom here and off to the side, because I only want portion of it to show. Okay, so that's looking good. Then over this side I want to do mainly down the bottom here. But I just want it to come out. I don't want it all the way to the edge. So I think that's a nice amount. Okay, so we've got the 3 spots. I'll just leave that there for a minute. So now, because I don't want all those edges, I'm just going to pull some of the pattern down and across, just so that there's no harsh edges. And then that just adds that bit of softness as well. All right, so not a lot, just a little. Probably don't need that bit actually. I can wipe that bit off. And then I'm going to dry it. Put the lid back on the old crackly crack. So let's dry that. Okay, so that's dry to touch, but I don't want to dry it too much because I want to be able to let it do a little bit of the crackling on its own. Okay, so we've got to do stenciling. Hang on, let me just clean this up a little because, you know, I've got to preserve it a little bit. And I'm terrible at washing stencils. Okay, that at least will unblock any of the pattern. Okay. Bringing this back, I think a nice bit of some lettering, but we want a paint. Okay. Oh, let's go a little bit of the lavender. Do we want lavender? Oh, what do we need? It's indigo, ice blue. That's probably not it. Let's do a little bit of this lavender. I don't think I've got, oh, hang on. I might, oh yeah. Okay, I've got wine. I wish I had wine, as in drinking wine, but I've got wine in the Art by Marlene acrylic. So let's squirt a little bit of that. Don't need a lot. This will complement those frames. And we need a sponge. And I'm just going to get that. It's probably not quite enough. Ooh, okay. I don't want a lot of this to be showing through. In fact, I don't know if this is the stencil I want. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, and I might just do the postcode bits. So what I want is I want that to just softly bring softly bring some color into that corner. Nice, like that. And then I think we might do something similar, but with this one just down the bottom here. So something just soft and subtle. There we go. Just thinking about where I'm placing things again. Gonna loosely just, yeah, that works. So maybe just something across here with that last bit of, maybe just a little bit of wording. That works. Okay. And yes, I know I didn't wash my stencil again. My bad. Just going to make sure that paint is dry. It's quite bold, but that's okay because then it will peek through. Okay. Now, it's time to create some layering. I'm going to need some chippy, I reckon. So many layers I want to use. Have I got, oh, look. No, they're just words. Oh, hello. These are paper elements, but oh, they're the perfect colour scheme. Let's see what this has. I don't really want cogs, this one. Oh, a ticket. Does it go? I say it does. Just don't mind me talking amongst myself here. My brain is in like overdrive at the minute, trying to work out how I can incorporate this and if I can incorporate any of this. Oh, I do love that. What are those? They're just tags. Don't really want that. Don't want that. Still got to complement that blue. Is that too pink? That's too pink. I need the purpley tones. Okay, so maybe not. There might be too green and too pink. Oh, hello. You work too. Doesn't quite go with what I want, does it? No, it doesn't. Cute little pack, though. Oh, what's that? Okay. That's a bit of a winner. Okay. Well, be pulling that little kit out again. That's pretty cool. And it's got cogs and all sorts. All right, let's get moving. Get this out of the way. Those are too big for this project, although that is pretty awesome. No, I've got my big elements. I'll have to do another project for this month's palette, won't I? There's too many ideas floating around there. All right. Got a couple of pieces. Okay, let's pop some of these little holes. I don't know if I'll use it, but it's there, and it's going to create another layer. All right, so I've popped those out. I've also got this. Let's distress it. I feel like this could potentially sit under like that, but if I just wanted the edge. All right, let's hold that thought for the minute. Let's get all these other pieces. Now, let's start layering. Let's start getting somewhere. All right, first I need foam tape. And I need my glue. It's a great ephemera pack. It is really good. All right. So, I think for the minute, I'm not sure if I want that foam taped up. Let's bring back our girl. So she sits about here. So she's going to sit approximately here. Thank you. All right, so I think this layer and her need to sit up. This one here needs to sit I think she's over too far. Help. Okay, it's a bit better. I think she was up higher, wasn't it? It was up higher like that, because I'm sure that tucked out from where the butterfly was. All right. I think my internet's just starting to play up a little. So let's get moving. Okay. So I think I am going to just glue this down, but I'm just going to glue it in the middle so that if I want to tuck anything in again, I can. Okay, but I do need to be a bit more certain on where I want it to sit. All right, make sure that it's sitting up. So this one here is going to be foam taped up. Again, I'm just going to put the foam tape around the middle. Looks like a lighthouse in the on my computer. I'm just going to foam it up just once. Okay. And we're going to place that down. Just before I really stick it down, I want to make sure that she's going to be in the right place. And so is this. I think it needs to just come over a smidge and higher. Right, so there. And then this little piece is just going to stick down onto the canvas. Alrighty. Now, do I want to incorporate this? Do I? Let's put this down first. We're going to foam tape this up. I don't know if I do want that because I want to use some fabric. Okay. So foam taping. And that's going to sit about there. Now, this here went under, didn't it? Uh-oh. That wasn't very clever, Em. Let's quickly glue that up and under. So we want that to just poke out like that. Beautiful. All right. Now, we did have this over here, but now I'm not so sure I want it. Okay. Let's glue that down. So this one's going to go just under there. I want it just on the and we'll pop that one in so it doesn't detract from making sure it sits under. Okay. Beautiful. Looking pretty good. A painted silo. I love that, Rox. That's a great idea. They're everywhere at the moment. People are loving them. All right. I feel like we should have something here. I feel like this is wrong. I feel like it needs to come down like this. Yes. Yes. Okay, that's better. That feels so much nicer and healthier. And let's tuck that piece in here to join that layer and this layer. Yeah, much better. That feels better. Okay. All right. I feel like we need a wing. At least one wing. I do like it under there. Okay, so I'm gonna just outline my wing on my butterfly. Little bit of glue. That's not glued down yet, so that'll hold that. She's gonna sit approximately there. We could put it there, but I don't think we need to. I think we could shimmy it in a little bit more. No, save that for something else. We've got this here. I just love getting dimension out of the paper. And I might just snip that off. Just going to add a little bit of glue down there. And I think we're going to shimmy that in so it sits on top of there. Yeah. All right, let's get some other materials into this. I've got some of these beautiful fibers from Kylie that I want to shove in and around. They work, don't they? I've also got a bit of lace. I wasn't sure if... Okay. Oh, that's a bit cool. Come on. I need you to tear. Okay, I did not quite like that. Somebody give me some strength. No, you don't want to do what I want. Okay, we might just have to play with that. Okay, can we scrunch you up and place you up and under here? Course we can. Course. Let's do a little squirty squirt of gluey glue under here. And then we'll just use you again as our focal. Gonna scrunch and tuck and make it sit a little bit flatter. Oh, push that down. All right, that's that piece. And then I want a little bit of this. Is there another more tatty? Whoop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to foam tape her down now while I'm dressing things here. Okay. Hey Shirley, welcome. And what do we got here? All right, let's place her into position. Right, we need that little wing there. So this little piece needs to just come out again. Needs to go up and over. Right, like so. And then I want this. To tuck in here. All right, and we've got these fibers. So what could I do? What could I do? Think. I really want just the lighter one. This one really. Could I make that work? I'll leave it there for a minute just to get my brain in gear. Now, I want to be able to add something to her. Now, I've got this cute little feel like that's too big, but I don't have anything smaller. They're the same size, yes. Nope, that is the size. And let's pop it on there like that. It's kind of going to hide a few things, but that's okay. We know it's there. Okay, I'm going to paint it lavender. Blue. I'm going to paint it blue with a little bit of lavender in it. So I'm going to have a bit of Smurf and a little bit of Dina's lavender. Don't forget, we've got our bird too. All right, she's going to work. It's all going to work. Right, now paintbrush. Paintbrush. All right, let's get these beautiful purpley tones going. So a bit of blue and a bit of purple. We'll get that really nice colour. And that'll complement the blues and the lilacs. All right, just going to hit it with a bit of heat. And then I'm going to add a bit more purple to it, a bit of that lavender. All right, so just going to dry that. Okay, that is a lovely colour. Whether or not it goes with the mood board, I don't know. But that's okay, because we're having fun. So now I'm going to grab a wax. Grab a wax. And I think it needs to be in... That's a bit dirty, that one. I reckon vintage gold. To bring out those browns that we've got, those neutral tones. Oh, it's a bit cold in here. Look, my nails go with the project. All right. So I'm just going to gently rub this wax on top so it gets some cool definition. That goes, yeah. That goes. Let's bring out a little bit more down here. That's working. That's working. All right. Now I have this other little clock I kind of wanted. Let's glue these down. Glue this one down, and then this one. The wax is a Finnabar, which it's an Art Alchemy by Finnabar, and it's the metallic, and it's awesome. Okay, so we've got our layers there. Making sure that that sits down all right. Okay. And I think I do like this, but I'm going to do a double knot. And I might trim it and keep those little pieces. For something else. All right, we're almost there. Now I want to decorate it a little bit more. Of course. So we'll bring in some of this darker blue. So let's get our mood board back. Okay, so we need this sort of indigo, which I'm guessing is sort of this. It's a bit too dark though, I feel, because that goes really well with the butterflies. Is that more it? So maybe we need a few of these. What's that? No, not that one. Okay, we didn't end up using that, but can we use this? I reckon we can. Glue. I'm going to put that under there like that, just to add that point of difference in texture. All right, what's this one? Some nice flowers. So now I'm just dressing it up a little bit. I will use some, I'm going to go and grab my other flowers from my little stasharoonie. My fabric flowers is what I'm trying to say. So I'll be back. Just go and get them. Maybe in here. Let's see. I mean, they go. They're very, very good with the old plum, aren't they? Plummy plum. I mean, tucked in under there, that would look nice. Yep, I'm sold. I am sold. Okay, so let's get this under. There we go. So that little fluffy fluff sits on top. And over that, Have we got anything a little bit smaller? I mean, do they go? They're sort of an icy blue. They're slate. I think it goes okay. What are these ones? Cornflower. It's a little bit closer, isn't it? A little bit closer. Kind of feel like we need something smaller. Not that small. Okay, so I've got some lavender as well. This little flower here, let's chop you off of that. Yeah, you'll work nicely. Okay. I'm going to just add a bit of glue there. And I feel like it needs to sit in right in like that to complement those flowers. Okay. Do have this little bit of fabric too, but then that covers that. Okay, you work, you win, I love you, it's gonna go on. Yeah. Oh yeah, that adds a nice bit of softness there. Nice. Okay, that's our little floral side. Well, those florals anyway. That's not a wise spot, Emma. Let's pop that away. Okay, so now I want to just add a few more little elements to just make it all cohesive. I know, how good's the doily? I do love a doily. It's the small things. Okay, so that's a very pretty orchid. So, which way do I want you to sit? There kind of works. And I'm going to get another orchid. Actually, I think these are pansies. And I'm going to poke that just up and under here. So it brings those little cluster together. Yep, and now I want some leaves. Right, so let's finish off with some leaves, which I had here, didn't I? Here they are. Okay, so we've got purples, we've got blues, and we've also got those ones that I cut out earlier, along with our little bird that we've got to find a spot for. So first of all, I'm going to just pop these. These are all old 49er markets. I reckon Kylie still has them in the store too. So jump online and have a little look-see, because they're awesome. And they make really good little finishing touches. Okay, so I'm just bending them a little. Just going to add a little bit of glue on each, and then I'm going to tuck them in underneath there like so. I never really use them as they were intended, but I do love to pull them apart and make them a feature. So many layers. I loves it. Do love a layer. A layer upon layer. Right, I need a purple leaf to just break that up a little in here. So those three there. Should I pop you there? Okay, little birdie. I think I've found a spot for you. Birds and butterflies. I love it. So I actually want to pop you under there, and then you look like you're in a little nest. Pull that out a little. There we go. You're there. You're there. Okay, I just got to hold it up for a minute. See what I need. Or what I don't need. Maybe I don't need them. Did have my eye on these. It's too much purple near purple. What set do the leaves come in? That is a very, very good question. I'll find out for you. I will find out. Okay. Now, I think that's good. Because, yeah, I think I've lost the... let me have a quick look. Let me look. See if I've still got the... Here we go. It's the Spectrum Gardenia. So I feel like Kylie's still got them. They are an old one, so I'm not even sure if you can still get them. But yeah, it's Spectrum Gardenia. Look at that. I actually had something still. Sometimes those little elements go missing, and yeah, I don't always have it. Okay. I'm just going to pack up a little bit of my mess for a minute so my brain can recover. All right, now I want just a little title for her. A little title. And I think it needs to say... why is it that whenever you have to do a quote of some sort, it's like too hard to find something? And yet I have so many pieces. What did I use there? Maybe I need that. Not that. Not that. This. Okay. Love it. Okay. Let's just put a little bit of colour on there. All right. Bit of glue. Do I want it to crop? No. Shouldn't have doubted myself. All right. So now I've got that, I'm going to add some colour into the background. So I think I've got enough layers. She says with a jolly laugh. I want to pull just that bit of threading out. All right. So I'm thinking a soft colour in the background to bring out all of it. So I do think my shaded lilac will be nice. So because we've primed our board, I can now use it like a watercolor. But I don't want too much, okay? So I'm going to add a little, and then I'll probably take it away. Or I'll just use my finger to smudge it through. But this will also enhance the crackle. And just tie it all together. Let my brush just find the little hollows that it wants. So I don't want it to, obviously we still want white space, but we want it to just tame. So what I might do is I might actually grab a baby wipe and just pull back some of those edges so they're a bit softer. Yes, it does. It really does. Sometimes the quote just jumps out at you, and then other times it really doesn't. Okay, so I really still want all those beautiful blues to sing out, so I don't think I'll add any other colours in the background. And I'll just let that flow like that. So it's very, very soft. You probably can't really see the colour doing very well there. And now what I'm going to do is I want to close it all in a little. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my gathered twigs again. And just going to create a bit of a blended border. And this will also, you know, grab sections of colour and crackle. And it will really make you focus into the middle that little bit more. So just using my blending tool and just sort of scuffing that colour in. And again, don't like that, so just pull that back so you can see that it's really really brought your focus into the middle, which is exactly what we want. And then I want to add some glossy accents, and I want to grab the flowers that are on top. So just this one here, little pansy here. Try not to get it on her face too much. And I want this one down here. Nice bit of shine. I want it on the quote. Okay, and I think her butterfly needs it, so let's colour in her butterfly wings, because this again will draw your attention into the middle. So I'm just colouring in with the glossy accents. Doesn't have to be perfect. I might just do a little bit on her eye and the bird. Okay. So when that dries, that'll really peak up. And then just with the tip of my glossy accents, I'm just going to add just some little like water droplets on the leaves, maybe a little couple on my clock, And my resin piece, my petals, just a couple, not too many. You don't want it to overflow. All right, and I feel that because this is huge, I think I need to tone it down. So I am going to just see if I can find something not too big, but that will complement it. Okay, so I think maybe too big, so maybe something a little bit smaller, like that. All right, and it's got those beautiful colors. So again, 49 and Market, what do you call it, the cuttables or whatever they're called. Come on, brain, work. They are called laser cut elements. Yay! Okay, so I'm just going to ink that up just a little bit around the edges just to take that real white off it. Okay, glue that down. Maybe, if she wants to work. Come on, just a little. And I'm thinking maybe we won't do it smack bang in the middle. We might just do it down towards the base. And then I might even just add a little bit more of the glossy accents just through the center. So it's got that little bit of shine. All right, so now, laser cuts. Thanks, everyone. It's that getting older brain. It's not remembering things. Finally, I am going to just get some Liquitex in the white. And I'm going to have a dribble of that. And this stuff's great because you don't have to water it down. And then I'm going to find my favorite little splatter brush, making sure that it's washed because we don't want... Oof, that's got a lot of blue in it. All right, coat that. And we're going to just gently flick some paint, making sure we get it on all our layers as well. Try not to get it on her. And on our bird, we don't want it to detract too much from our awesome elements. We want a little bit on our resin. Those little pieces don't matter so much, but and that just helps tie it all together and soften some of those brighter elements. Cool. There we go. Just don't want it on her face. I don't mind it on her hair and stuff, but I don't want it near her eyes. And that's it, everyone. That's my little page. Try and bring it up. I know these will reflect. And what I'll do tomorrow is I'll take photos of it and I'll pop it up with this video. I'll also load it up onto the YouTube channel for Kylie. So, yeah, you'll also find the full video on there as well. Thanks. I hope you like it. I hope it's inspired you to play with the amazing palette. But yes, we've got lots of layers, there's so much more I could put, but I won't. I am very self-controlled tonight. So yeah, when it's all dry, I'll take some photos, but I reckon it really quite complements the palette that we have for July, because I can't believe we're already in July. And yeah, I loved creating with you all tonight. I hope you had an amazing evening and enjoyed it as much as I did. Having your company was amazing, and thank you, Kylie, for allowing me to play tonight. Awesome, everyone. You have an amazing evening and enjoy what the DT have for you over the next few days, the coming weekend, and I hope you all get a chance to play as well. Thanks again, everyone, and yep, I'll take photos of her tomorrow. Bye, everyone.